No, go ahead. Sing.
Car talk, car talk, car talk, car talk, car talk. Oh yeah, we
I
get
can
the
fix
car
my
talk.
hair when I see myself there.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
it's us again.
It's us. Yep, we're here for car talk. Ah.
Tis the season to cut parents some slack, I think.
Yeah, let's talk about parents. And you know, we hear, I mean, we do so many trainings, and it's like one of the first things, you know, the parents.
No, what we hear is, I love the kids, but the parents, I could do without some of the parents.
It's
Not
tough.
all the parents.
It's tough. But
yeah.
let's talk about how parents today, it wasn't the parents I dealt with when I was teaching, I'll just throw that out there. But parents today have so much pressure on them, but I want to add, it's pressure that they put on themselves that is unneeded. And I think a lot has to do with social media.
I was just going to say, social media didn't exist when you and I were teaching in the dinosaur days. Social media and keeping up with the TikToks or keeping up with the Instagram posts or trying to be mother of the year or dad of the century is a lot.
Yes, stop.
It's a lot.
And you know what's so interesting is even me, like you go through you go through all this craziness on social media.
I like how you say even me. She's addicted to social media.
I'm addicted.
But, you know, that's
But
okay.
going through, it makes you feel bad. Like, why are we torturing ourselves? Makes you feel bad. You're like, oh, look at their house. Oh, look at her table at Thanksgiving. Oh, look at this, look at that. Parents have to be so stressed out and be like, I'm not doing the best I can because my bento box doesn't have, a reindeer like decorated. The kid's sandwich doesn't look like a reindeer. Or
I'm glad you said
craziness.
that. I started saving photos of like cute kid food kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a load of stress.
Oh, it's crazy.
My kids were lucky if their toast got buttered and I cut it in half.
Are you kidding
Never
me?
mind to turn it into like
enough.
Whoever the character is.
We don't have to compete with anyone. We need to go back to as a parent, parents need to remember it's the basics. It's sitting with your kid. It's talking with your kid.
Yep.
It's reading to your kid. It's like the basics. It's quality versus quantity. I can't even tell you how many times we've been in restaurants together, probably drinking, but we've been in restaurants together, and you look out and we just stop and we look, and how many families are on their tablets? They're not having conversations at all.
Well, the parents are on their phones and the kids on a tablet, or sometimes the kids on a phone. That's a whole nother car talk.
It is a whole other talk. But
it's true. They don't have enough connection because
what are they
we're
doing?
all addicted to
They're
social
all
media.
looking and they're like, oh, look at them, look at them, look at them.
Yep.
Be you, like live your life.
Yeah.
Forget about all these crazy people on social media.
You don't have to do the 28-day wall Pilates challenge so you can fit into your perfect little pants.
Yeah,
I like Lululemon.
I know, I do too, but still,
A little overpriced, but
But what we're doing is we're creating a society where we all have to feel like we have to keep up and do do this and do that. It's crazy. Forget it.
And
your house should be a mess. If you have kids, I'm sorry, your house should be a mess.
What if your kids are in their 30s and your house is a mess? Is that
okay.
a problem?
No, that's not a problem. But your house should be a mess when your kid's little. Forget about looking at all these stupid people on TikTok and Instagram who have these amazing houses and they're making the little lunch for their child. Go F them. Like, enough. Forget it. Be real. Like, be with your children.
You
Spend
feel
time.
very passionate about this.
It drives me nuts.
And we're worried about kids for so many different reasons, and part of the reason is because one of the things is parents are distracted by phones and social and all that kind of stuff. When we were kids, our parents didn't go to our ball game with a newspaper or a magazine. Parents are at the ball game watching you play ball. Parents nowadays are at the ball game and they're looking down at their phone a lot of the time, or whatever. It doesn't have to be a ball game, but pick a whatever,
dance class, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I think parents are exhausted because they want to keep up with the kid next to them with their bento box or their perfectly
or who does
pants
soccer and baseball and dance and this and that, and the kid's 5. It's like, enough. Like, who did that kind of? And it's all adult directed too.
It is.
And that's not what kids need. They don't need more adults directing them on what they should be doing. Kids need more free time.
I was just reading something the other day, and there was even more research about kids who need unscripted games and activities, like pick-up baseball game for older kids, to just go out and play with their friends. That kind of stuff isn't happening anymore either.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the the worry that social media gives you, like, am I good enough as a parent?
Oh my gosh.
And then they come to your program and you might be saying, oh geez, your baby still needs diapers and I don't have any wipes, and they're gonna blow their stack because they're so overly stressed with all this stuff. And now, hello, they're all freaking hiding the elf or whatever.
Oh my gosh, forget the elf.
The elf and all the elf
stress.
things. And I have to go and get some tiny marshmallows and some big marshmallows to set the elf up to do the thing.
Are you kidding me?
And the elf
If
never
I had that
existed.
pressure when I had my 3 kids, oh my gosh, I don't know how parents are doing all that, because forget it. We were all lucky we made it through the day when my kids were little. Like really, like you make it through the day. And if you really do feel like you have to compete or make sure that your kid had the elf better than the kid, in their classroom the next day, stop.
I know,
Parents,
it's a lot.
you're putting too much pressure on yourselves. Like, get rid of the pressure. Your kids are not going to remember half the stuff that you're doing for them, to be quite honest. They're not.
Yeah, and if you're watching this and you're an early childhood teacher, remember that. Like, cut them a little slack if something's going on, or tell them, your kid doesn't care what's in his bento box. Send him a brown bag with a peanut butter and, well, you can't send peanut butter anywhere anymore, with a sun butter and jelly sandwich or something. It's okay. Everything doesn't have to be cut into a shape. The kids aren't.
No one's
comparing
giving out
that
awards.
stuff. Exactly.
No one's giving out Mother of the Year awards, Dad of the Year. No one's giving the awards out.
It's true.
Forget it. It's not coming. The awards aren't coming, so forget about it.
And if you take the time, instead of cutting the cheese to be perfect little sailboats or whatever it is that you're doing to decorate things for kids to eat, and instead you play with your kids, that increases so many of their endorphins and their dopamine and their serotonin levels and the connections that they make. That will help them do better in school way more than a lunchbox or an elf.
I was just thinking, it ties into everything we talk about with young children and what they do in school. It's the process, not the product. So it's what you do with your children and the interactions you have and the conversations and the singing of songs and the dancing in the kitchen and
letting them help pack their own lunch. Let them
so
make their own
important.
peanut butter. Can't do peanut butter. Let them make their own crackers and cheese or their sandwich
it's
or whatever it is.
It's the process of life, not the product and what it all looks like to everyone.
True.
Like, forget about getting, your Christmas cards done and it has to be perfect. Just forget about cards. Tell everyone to have a great holiday, and that's it. You know what I mean? Don't put the pressure on yourself. It's way too much for parents to do that. And if you're an early childhood person and you're a teacher and you feel that stress, good luck. I mean, it's a lot.
You're a parent on top of it. So many of you who work with kids all day have to go home and try to do that same thing with your own family, and then show up and be full and good for the little people that you have to care for the next day.
So now when you're scrolling and you look through, be like, what an idiot. Oh, what a moron. What a waste of time. My house is filthy and I love it. It's awesome. It's great. My kids are enjoying their life and they're having a great time. Like that. Think about that. I think that's important, especially during the holidays.
I agree.
Yeah, think about it.
Well done, Leanne.
Yeah, thanks, Kathy. Good job, Kathy.
Bye.